Hello everybody, I wanted to get on and give you an update about what we're doing right now and also give you a little insight on what was going on in 2020, 2021. Because the truth is, getting to Japan has taken us a lot longer than we expected. So in 2020 and 2021, we were being transitioned out of our former mission board and trying to figure out our next steps so that we can fulfill the call that God had given us. So during that time, I distinctly remember God telling me, I'm Ishmael, and then I needed to leave. And I'm not going to say that I wasn't offended, because I was, but it also helped me to let go of what was going on because I knew that that wasn't the place I was called to. So when I was with our former mission board, I was doing everything humanly possible to get to the mission field, stressing on human. So I was stressed out. I was working hard. I was determined to get this done. But I was also simultaneously creating my own Ishmael. So if you have no idea what I was talking about, in Genesis 16, Abraham and Sarah get an idea about how to fulfill the promise that God had given him. In earlier chapters, God had promised that he would have descendants, and it hadn't happened yet. And Sarah was like, it ain't gonna happen through me because I'm old. So they were like, you know what, let's use Hagar. And through Hagar, they had Ishmael. And it didn't work out like they expected it. It actually caused a lot of problems for Hagar and a lot of problems for Sarah and a lot of problems for Abraham. And I didn't know I was doing the same thing, but I'm blessed to know that the Lord stopped me from fulfilling that in my own life. So we find OMF. And we get to have a time where we meet with each other. They see whether or not they like us. We see whether or not we like them. And not just if we like each other, but can we partner together? And we find that we're a good fit. So what they asked us to do is to go and pray and see what God says after this. So I go and pray, and what I get is wait. And I think, I can wait. I can wait 2 months or 3 months, maybe even 4 months, and then we'll get going on the things that we need to be getting going on. But it turned out to be more than 2 months. It turned out to be 2 years, and that was very difficult. So this was the hardest part in the process so far. Yeah, even having to be transitioned out of our old mission board was not as difficult as waiting. So what was my expectations were like, this is going to be quick and we're going to move forward, ended up being, what is going on? Can we move forward? Are we going to move forward? What's happening? So this vague uncertainty about the future was really unsettling. And when things are unsettling, you know, we all do what we do. I don't know what you do, but I plan B. So I was trying to see how I could mitigate the situation. What would happen if X happened? What would I do if Y happened? You know, what does it look like for our family here? What does it look like for our family there? How quickly can we get things moving or not moving? So I am doing just a lot of mental exercises. So as I'm forming my plans, God is gracious enough to remind me of Abraham and Isaac. Actually, he's making me go through this lesson again because I'm studying it more deeply. And I'm just so aware of how easy it is for them to make decisions that seem right to them, but take them in a completely different direction. And God, I remember it was on a walk, asked me, do you remember what happened with Sarah and Abraham? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, do you want that outcome? I said, no, thank you. So he told me, you can't plan B. No more plan Bs. You have to stick with what I told you to do, and that is to wait. That actually helped me wait. It made it easier, but it didn't make it easy. Now that we're accepted with OMF Japan, it would seem like, oh, the waiting is over. But truly, the waiting has just shifted a little. So there is more of a different kind of waiting. When I was with my former board, like I told you, I did so much work and I put it all on my shoulders to make it happen. This time around, I can't do that. It would kill me. It would take my hair out. So my hope is to do a partnership with God instead of you tell me what to do and I get it done. Truth is, this won't work unless God is at work in it. It doesn't matter if we're trying to get there in a year or 2 or 20. It would be too much for me to try to do this in my own strength. And truth be told, I don't want to have God working in spite of me just to get me there in the proper time. We believe you're our partners for a reason, so we're going to be reaching out to you first, like we said earlier in a newsletter. We want to give you the presentation again to help you understand where we're at. Who's OMF? What's going on in Japan? How can you help? We're going to ask you to pray and see what God is calling you to do right now. And that may be a variety of things, but you're our partners for a reason, and we need you. We're not going to get to Japan without you. And I don't think God wants us to go without you. If you don't want to wait for us to call you, you can give us a call. You can give us an email and let us know what it is that you can do to help. We truly appreciate the fact that you are still with us, that you have been with us, and that you have been steady and patient. It has been a blessing to be heard and listened to from you all, that you still are rooting for us, that you are still praying for us. I don't think we would be where we are without it. I know that the Lord used your prayers to guide us to the places we are now, and I think He will use your prayers in the future. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.